Progress.
Yeah, we got 3 on right
It's going to start in a couple minutes, so I'll just, when people come into Zoom, they'll see the presentation going, I guess.
now. Right, and then
Sorry, I
what we'll
won't be
do
able
is
to.
we'll just go to share screen.
I got called back into work because we're all out driving.
It should go nice, yeah.
Yeah, and we can just go to
Normally I can
desktop.
be here for a while.
Why don't you just hang out up here?
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Mr. President,
How you doing?
good, you?
Sergeant at Arms.
Well, unfortunately, I can't sarge today.
Okay.
I got called into work because there's.
Oh, okay. No, sorry for you.
No, sarge for me.
you,
So,
yeah.
did you get that email? Yeah. Well, you have an excuse. Did you get that email?
I did, yeah. Yeah, Bill, and next week sometime.
Okay, that works. Oh, should I pick a day or do you want to pick a
Why don't you
day?
pick a day? Well, I'll get back to you. I'm pretty busy next week, but.
Okay. Oh, well,
Yes.
we're recording this, so I'll see your presentation later.
Awesome.
So, there's a couple things that you guys need to kind of decide what, if you want to move on, Oktoberfest,
Yeah,
we want to get involved in that.
okay.
It's coming up.
Yeah, no, I know that. I thought you had probably talked about that, or Brian maybe.
Well, it's decide the question, it takes people to man the tables, you gotta buy candy, you gotta, I don't know. All you do is hand it out. So obviously Parks Foundation's doing it, I'm just organizing it.
Okay.
Right now, so.
I can have
And
you.
the idea was to do a table together, but you can't, you gotta have your own separate booth.
Oh, okay,
So, but it's a pop-up tent, it's,
okay.
I
I can have you talk about that.
well, I don't know, it depends if you guys wanna do it or not.
Well, that's what we'll do. We'll find out if we want to do it.
Right, right.
And then you can fill the
So it's a couple
details.
$100 worth of candy, hand out, so, but, and you gotta have people there to man it, whatever, so.
What day is it?
The 31st.
Oh, Halloween.
And then it's, Winterfest is, that first weekend in December. And that's kind of a nice, that's a kind of more of a community thing, and Rotary, can get involved in doing it. I know Kiwanis does some stuff with it, they do have the Santa.
Winterfest.
Yeah,
Hopefully it doesn't coincide with Tracy's party. It's just like a third.
third, so it might.
You could. Yeah, I can't remember what day that is.
Is that a Saturday?
Probably.
Friday,
Yes, it is.
Saturday.
So, I'll look those dates and see.
Okay. Good, yeah.
But those are just two things that,
Yeah, so I'm looking for a sergeant of arms. Yeah, he can't do it, I guess.
I am, yeah. I have to be there.
I can do the first part of it, and then we'll kind of figure that out when we get to somebody to. Okay, seeing nobody, you're it.
Hey, tell me what to do, I got this.
No, so I'm gonna start the meeting, and I'm gonna, the Zoomers on there, so we're gonna do the flag and the four-way test, and then we have Tiffany here that's going to do her presentation, because she's got some things to do, so then we'll start our meeting at 8, just kind of reverse it. So, starting the meeting. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, and the four-way test. The four-way test is what we, number one, first, is the truth. Second, fair to all concerned. We're kind of jumbled there. Third,
Will it build the better?
and fourth,
Will it build
beneficial to all concerned. Thanks for joining
You know, I
us.
think through this office, we didn't say the things we think, say, or do, so we all got like.
And fifth,
Hey, Chris, we need to bring back the chief.
yeah, where is he? We need some chief. We need some chief. Anyhow, okay, you guys can be seated. And this is Tiffany here. I don't know, is there anybody to introduce you or she's with the Lake Stevens High School.
Just me.
Okay,
Hi.
you can introduce, go ahead.
I'm Tiffany Jeffer. I'm with Lake Stevens High School's transition program. We are actually not located at the high school. We're located by Mount Pilchuck in the portables, some of the oldest buildings in the district. I have the 18 to 21-year-old students with disabilities. They're pretty impacted. So from 18 to 21, they come to me and we teach them work skills and we teach them independent living skills. Monday through Thursday, they come to my building and then we send them off to work. We have various different places that we send them to. Some of our partners this year are YMCA, ACE, Grocery Outlet, Everett, the historic Everett Theater. So they go, they get those job skills, and they come back. On Fridays, we focus on community outings. So today we're going to the pumpkin patch, it's a fun one. Monthly, we go bowling. Occasionally, we take them to places like the mall, various different retail places, so they can practice shopping and staying on a budget. The slide that I have prepared for you guys is actually our end of year slide from last year. So it gives you just kind of a good overall program, a good overall view of what we do throughout the year. So these are the students that we had last year. As you can see, there's quite a bit of staff there. Those are our job coaches. These are the ones who take our students to different work sites and teach them the skills that they need to hopefully be employed by the time they leave. During the 3 years that they're with us, they are getting various services set up such as Social Security, DDA services. So when they leave our program, they have a long-term job coach that can go to work with them. We have a nurse for our most impacted students that have healthcare needs, and she will go to job sites with them as well. Okay, so here's just kind of some of the fun stuff that we do in the building when we're not at job sites. They love to build things. They love to just hang out. That's Miss Carrie, one of our job coaches. We have Mark here who moved away this year, but he loved to build and count things by 10 by building. We have Brian there in the top right-hand corner who loves to take things apart. So we did a lot of cleaning out of the transition building, getting rid of a lot of old furniture. We have students in the top left-hand corner and the top right-hand corner who are practicing typing things into a computer, just copy and pasting it in. We have our own community garden, so we start our garden from seed. So this is students getting our garden ready and then planting. Truman just exited our program last year. He aged out at 21. He is currently working over at HopeWorks, volunteering and working with DVR and DDA to get permanent employment. More pictures of our garden, them harvesting at the beginning of the year, pulling weeds. And then we love puzzles. They go through lots and lots of puzzles. And then we do the puzzle trick where we pick it up and try to make it to where it doesn't fall apart. So these are all completed puzzles.
Glued down to the board.
Nope. Nope. They're just put together and pick them up real fast and they don't fall apart. In the back there, in the background where you see all the different names, these are the different job sites and the schedule that they follow. So as you can see, VOA is another one of our volunteers that have us go to and do job skills. Last year we went to Cavallero. HopeWorks, we had a student at Renew Home and Decor and students at Kindred Kitchen. We also do cooking. So we did do a taco day for Cinco de Mayo. We do have students go to stores and help buy those ingredients. We did just get our kitchen completely remodeled, so it's a nice, fun little space to be in. And then, of course, cookies for Mother's Day. So those are just some of the independent living skills that we work on. And then here's our job sites from last year. So this is Jacob. He is a student who really was done with high school. He didn't want to go to school anymore. So we came and we got him graduated by sending him to work. He earned the rest of his credits that way. And he was really excited to be a part of this program. This is him remodeling a table for Renew Home and Decor. We have various students go to YMCA where they're practicing light janitorial skills. That's Nikki there. She is also a student that aged out. She was learning how to use the computers, which is not something we typically let students do, but she was ready to learn new skills. They practice folding, and then they do other little activities at the YMCA. Occasionally, we have students who goals are to work with children. This student in particular, he has been spending the last couple of years volunteering at the Early Learning Center, and this year he's also at Hillcrest. He's on track to become a paraeducator. Holy Cross is one of our really awesome locations. It's a nice, quiet environment for the students who can't be in louder settings. We are looking to try to get more job sites like Holy Cross, not just for my program, but for the transition program at the high school, with students who are even more impacted and can't work 12 hours a week, but maybe need an hour 3 days a week. At Holy Cross, they do various different things like help with their food drive, help with their bulletins together, and then they also help clean their rooms. This is Kindred Kitchen. Again, this is a Hope Works program. The program's unique, and the students, they don't necessarily have one of our job coaches with them when they go to Hope Works. They spend a week online with a social emotional class, and then they go to Hope Works and do a 4-week in-person class where they're learning about working and gaining more skills, not through us, but through Hope Works. And then they have an 8-week internship where they can work in the kitchen or they can work at Renew Home and Decor. So these are two of our students who took advantage of that program last year and really gained some cool skills that they wouldn't have been able to gain without the program. This is our job site at the historic Everett Theater, one of their favorites just because it's a fancy theater. And they don't do anything crazy there. As you can tell, they are mostly vacuuming and cleaning. The person on the left, again, is my person who likes to build things and take things apart. So he spent most of his time just cleaning out vacuums. Loved it. It was his favorite thing. Cavalera last year, as you know, COVID was still very much a concern. So they needed our help to clean up and sanitize between lunches. So we went and helped them out with that. It was also nice too, because there was still a lot of places that were not taking volunteers. So it was nice to have some backup spaces in the school district where they could go and gain those skills. This was actually one of the more challenging job sites for them because of the amount of people around. Lots and lots and lots of people, lots of noise. So it wasn't easy on their senses. And then just practicing those social skills of, hey, I need to clean your table when there's still students sitting around with it was really challenging for them. Volunteers of America, we have a few students go there. That's Tina. She's the coordinator over at Volunteers of America. She just has the students do a couple various different activities. This again is another great job sites for students who can't be in a loud environment but need to gain those job skills. She spoiled Mark there with a frozen blanket. and who's very excited about it. Sahara Pizza is actually one of our job sites that we do inside of our building. So each week we go and we pick up the boxes, we bring them back to our building, they put all the boxes together, they clean the aprons, and then they deliver it back to them. So chances are during the school year, if you get Sahara Pizzas, we built that box for you. Lake Stevens Middle School hosted one of our students who was pretty impacted medically. He was able to work in the wood shop classroom and sort through things and put things together. And then of course we do partner with various different services throughout the area. ARC is a great one for students with disabilities. They come in monthly and work on self-advocacy quite a bit. We also partner with DDA and DVR and Social Security to try to make sure these students have all the services they need by the time they leave our program. Usually it's a game that they play, but they're forced to talk and share information about themselves. And these are our students who aged out last year. Griffin. He is currently at home. He is not working as of right now. We have Penelope, who is working with DVR to start working here soon. Nikki has employment at Snow Isle Libraries, so she is working about 20 hours a week. She is working with DVR and DDA, so she does have a long-term job coach to support her. Sydney just started working in Safeway's bakery. She also has the long-term job coach to support her. And then we have Truman, who is currently working at, currently volunteering his time at Kindred Kitchen and working with DVR and DDA to get him long-term employment. We have Jacob, who graduated, got his diploma. I'm not quite sure what he's doing right now, but getting his diploma was a huge step for him. And as you can see, he's got that big smile on his face. Usually he doesn't have that big smile. He's a pretty grumpy guy. So it was a very proud moment for him to finish their program and earn his high school diploma. Okay, questions. Does anybody have any questions for me?
So in the job thing, you take them as a group to one place and then the next day they go to a different place. So they're not working the same place all the time.
They typically have 2 different job sites that they go to each week. Sometimes they have 3, sometimes they have 4. And we try to keep their schedules consistent because they need that consistency to get used to the environment, to get used to what they're doing on a day-to-day basis.
And so does this go all year long, or is it, I mean, just the school year, or how?
It's the school year.
It's
Yeah.
just the school year?
Mhm.
And what happens in the summertime?
They get a break.
They get a break.
Yeah, they get a break. Just like teachers, they get a break. I would love to start some sort of transition club, transition program, to where students that age out during the summertime, even during the school year, to where they have volunteer opportunities, to where they can be involved in the community. Because not every student is going to go to work. Not every student is going to work enough. It's important that they have a community behind them where they can show up and volunteer at their own pace, where they can feel included. So that's what I'm looking at starting for not just my students that I have now, but students who have aged out. Students who have aged out are always welcome to come back on Fridays and join us for the community outings, but it's important that they have their community behind them.
Are all the people that provide the support to the employee at the employment site, are they also part of the organization, or are they from another organization?
Most of the time I have a job coach, a paraeducator go with them. So for the most part, students are with a paraeducator. Occasionally, when a student has reached a certain level of independence, we will send them to a job site without a paraeducator. So for instance, the student that's volunteering at the Early Learning Center, and is volunteering at Hillcrest, he doesn't need a job coach with him. He's earned that level of independence. He is capable of going to work without the job coach. Same thing with HopeWorks, Kindred Kitchen, Renew Home and Decor. They have their own program where they provide people to train them. So I send the students who are more capable of going independently on their own. It really depends. It's on a student by student basis.
Tiffany, do you do any work with Sherwood Community Services?
Yes. Yes, they provide the job coaches through DVR and DVA. DVR is the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. So they provide services to many individuals with disabilities, not just my students. They provide the job coach through places like Sherwood. And then from there, they'll help the student put together a resume. They'll shadow them in a volunteer situation, see what their strengths are, come up with plans and goals for employment, help them through that employment process, and then shadow them for 3 months. DDA is the Developmental Disabilities Administration. So these are your students with cognitive impairments that can register and sign up for DDA. And what happens is DVR will do that short-term employment, and then DDA will step up and take over that long-term job coach employment.
Is that the typical size of group you deal with each year?
Yes,
There's a limit to how many people you can have, or is it?
there is not a limit. Once we reach about 25 students, then we start looking at getting another teacher. But this is just about what we have. I know I have 10 students exiting this year and 12 to 13 incoming students next year. So I work closely with the high school, with the students that are incoming, make sure that they're comfortable and ready. So a lot of times the students will join us for Fridays for community outings.
How does the job coach thing work?
The job coaches are my paraeducators. They are not in this photo. I have 3 currently. We've got a 4th position open, so we're hiring a 4th job coach. They're really great. They are there the entire time. They get to work when the students get to work. They leave when the students leave. They are Type 2 certified, so they are able to drive one of our district vans around with the students in it. And they usually have about 2 to 4 students with them at a job site. And they are working on soft skills with students. So listening to instructions, working as a team. Some students, we give them an instruction and it takes them 5 minutes to process and get started. So it's making that 5 minutes go down to 3 minutes, go down to 2 minutes, go down to, okay, they're getting started. They know what the expectations are of them.
So is it a paid or volunteer thing?
It's paid. They're paid as paraeducators.
So when they go to work somewhere, like at the Y or the library or whatever, they get an actual paycheck?
No, volunteer.
Oh, volunteer, oh.
Yeah. When I put students in programs like HopeWorks, they have some employment options for them where they do pay them for their time. And then there's another program that students are doing this year called Pathfinder Manufacturing. Once they're done in the classroom and they start on the manufacturing floor, they do get paid for that time as well. We have to be really careful when we talk about getting students actual employment in our program, because they're still trying to get things like Social Security set up, DVA, DVR, and if they start working and earning paychecks before they have those things set up, it can really impact their ability to get the services that they need in the future.
The balancing act, really, you know.
They all tie in together. So Social Security pays for those DVA, DVR services, so they need that first before they can start earning the paycheck.
Thanks.
Years ago, and I hate to say how many years ago, when I worked at Seattle Metro, we had what we call supported employment.
Mhm.
And the coaches, if you will, were coming from a private company. They were typically, is that kind of arrangement still
Yes.
existing? And I think there were 2 people that teamed up with this one young man we employed. They weren't both at the same time, but if ever needed, there was always someone available.
Yes. So that's what we try to mirror with our job coaches, and that's what they need those DDA and DBR services for, because DDA and DBR will provide those job coaches for them.
Okay.
And it's not through DDA and DBR, there's different places like Sherwood that will provide those job coaches.
How long have you been doing this?
This is my second year.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I love it. I plan on retiring in the program, so I'll be around for a while.
Okay, good.
Does anybody have any questions? Anyone?
Honestly, I think it's awesome. My brother went through a transition program in Marysville, so it's very similar, but it's can be a challenging job and a very rewarding job. I know.
Very
Sometimes, especially when you get older, things can be challenging when you're 18 or older, so it is important, but that's a good job. I think it's awesome to get doing that, and that's good. It's a good place to retire in that position because you get to see some cool things and see the community and look at the future and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Definitely
That's
build
awesome.
lifelong relationships, and I feel very fortunate because I've heard a little bit about the different transition programs in different districts. Most districts have one. We take the Granite Falls students right now, but we're really blessed. We've got a good space, even though it's an old space. We've got lots of room compared to other transition programs, and we've got a fleet of vehicles. Not all transition programs have that. A lot of transition programs rely on their students getting around by foot or by public transportation. Public transportation is great, but a lot of our students are probably going to be using DART in the future.
So you set up the operations, since you said every school district's a little bit different, so you kind of set the, I guess you may call it a curriculum or operations, or how you interact with different entities and things like that.
Yes, I'm responsible for partnering with different school districts
Okay.
and setting up my program and changing things around to fit what they're currently needing. But we've had a strong program going for a good long while now. So I've come in and changed a little bit of things, but haven't shifted things up too much.
Oh, good.
We'll see where 10 years gets me.
Not a bad
And
thing.
the students are still living with guardians or parents.
Most of them. Some of my students live in supported living homes.
It's pretty good that you provide the skills for them, because who else would? You know, and then they get into a situation out in the public, they're like, what's happening? And if they can go through that in this program, they've got at least some kind of an experience that they've already experienced from the same situation.
Exactly. It's pretty fun because they come into the program, and my motto is make them do it themselves and make them do everything themselves. So I invite the seniors from the high school into the program, and last year we had the seniors come out and they all took turns carving the turkey.
Wow.
Yeah, and parents were like, oh my gosh, you let them use a knife? I was like, yeah, I did.
About
I let them use a knife.
Instead of all their fingers.
They still got those fingers. I was right there, but I let them use that knife. So that's my motto. I make them do everything themselves. If there's something that they can do that maybe even a teacher would typically do, I'm like, okay, I'm going to make them do that because it's skills they need.
Yeah.
It's skills they can practice that wouldn't come naturally to me and you, but could be challenging for them.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, thank you for having me. Go ahead.
So these are adults 18 to 21.
Yes.
Is it a voluntary program for them? I mean, there's-
It's a decision that's made by their IEP team. And the IEP team usually consists of their teachers, their parents, administration, counselors. So it's a full team decision just in the Munch Transition School. I typically get most of my students from two of our life skills programs at the high school, the SLC program and the IDB program at high school. Occasionally I get some students who are just in life skills, but mostly my students are comprised of students with intellectual disabilities and autism.
So they're 18 to 21?
Yeah.
So they come out of high school into your program?
They need all their,
Okay.
most of the time they need all their high school requirements before they come to high school. We're starting to help students meet their high school requirements through my program.
That's cool.
So we're expanding services in that way. But most of the students are completely done with high school and we just hold their world hostage.
Wanted to do a summer program, what were you thinking about doing on the summer?
Mostly volunteer opportunities. Marysville has a great example of what a transition club can look like. The teacher out that way has different activities set up on different days. So he has like a hiking club and an open mic night, something like that, where they're meeting up throughout the summer, throughout the school year. I've got Fridays right now, but that still doesn't take care of the summer times. And then volunteer opportunities. So when we look at things like Aquafest or Oktoberfest or Winterfest, getting information out about how students and families can volunteer so they're out in the community and not sitting at home on their couches all day if they're not working. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we have a $25 donation in your name for the Lake Stevens Education Foundation, Dolly Parton book thing. So, yeah,
Oh, thank
thanks
you.
for being here. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You guys have a great rest of your day. I am going to head to work now.
Well, thanks. Yeah, that's
Thank you.
awesome. Okay, so we have, do we have a inspirational comment?
We do. Yeah. The best thing to hold onto in life is each other.
Oh, that's cool. Nice. Yeah. Okay, and I don't see any guests out here other than our speaker that just left. Someone's phone's ringing. That'll be $1. And another one.
He gets that one get out of jail free card today.
Today. Yeah. Right. Right. So as far as anniversaries and birthdays and things of this sort, we have, I think that Jack Thornton, October 10th here, I guess, is that an anniversary or that for what is that?
I have no idea.
Rotary anniversary, I think, maybe?
Probably Rotary.
Yeah.
Sure, that's what it is.
And it's been since 2019. I didn't know you were in that long.
I didn't either.
So, and that's the only one we have today, unless I missed somebody. I went through it pretty good last night, but, so we have that. So moving forward here, we have a treasurer's report.
He's thinking about it.
Yeah,
Oh, it's the end of tax season.
okay,
I have forgotten to do so many things,
that's okay.
but I am planning on getting together with Lori this week to go over the greater giving stuff
Okay,
and hopefully have some present to the board on Thursday.
okay, good,
We
okay.
did have a $29,000 deposit this last week.
Wow. 29,000?
29,000, that was from the auction.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's really cool. Awesome. Awesome, everybody. It's everybody, so that's great. And then secretary's report.
Next board meeting is Thursday, the 20th at Brian's place. For those wanting to aspire to be district governor for 2025-26, tomorrow is the deadline to get the information in. I know there's just going to be a throng of you running to do that. And
know
it's not going to be me. The chamber is hosting a humor in the workplace dinner at the Marysville Opera House on October 22nd. And they will announce the chamber member of the year and the business of the year at that time. That's it.
Okay, thanks, Gary. And then President-elect Dawn, anything from you?
Only that I have a chest full of coins in the back of my car and wondering, where does that normally go, in our storage unit?
Yeah, shed.
All right. If anybody plans on going there anytime in the future, I'll hand it over to them.
Okay. Who has the keys to the shed?
Jim and I.
Okay. Gemini. Okay.
Gemini.
Gemini, the Jamaican. Okay, good. And then, so committee reports, club services, Jim, anything there?
Good.
Okay.
We got it all set up. So.
And Brian's not here, so
But Brian wants to say that there is going to be the Lundin Park cleanup on Tuesday.
The
4 o'clock is when it's starting, but come anytime, bring your gloves or whatever tools you can think of.
Okay.
This coming Tuesday.
There is a sign up.
Yeah, there's a sign up sheet.
Not that you have to sign up. You can show
Right,
up.
just show up and we have reached out to Interact and you reached out to the scouts.
Yeah, I did.
So
They,
hopefully we'll have a few of those people show up as well.
okay, good.
He's got one other report he forgot.
Who's he?
He set up the popcorn machine
Oh,
at the Lake Stevens Film Festival.
yeah, somebody talked
On
about that.
Saturday.
That was a pretty cool event.
Yeah, it was. Not only did he set up the popcorn machine,
It worked.
but he revitalized the whole thing, put new footing on it. And he
Wow.
was there setting it up. He was there all day. I spelled him for 3 hours. I don't know if Gracie and Mimi spelled you.
No, not really. We just kind of popped it, it was during intermissions, you couldn't take it into the theater and stuff like that, so we did it, at the intermissions and stuff. It was a nice, we got a nice brewery sign on it, people were aware of that. And, after the event, there's 2 or 3 people who were asking me about Rotary that want to sit down and talk about junior Rotary. Wow. So it was just that little exposure there and the word about Rotary in the room, talking and stuff like that. And a couple of, one gal was really aggressive. That's a good opportunity.
We get her application.
Yeah, I'm gonna meet with her, this next week.
Does she live here or what does she
Yeah, She
do?
lives here,
Okay.
she lives in the lake, she lives, not too far from us.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. And then there was a couple other things that we had down here. Oktoberfest is coming up. So I guess we're doing that. Is that what we're doing? And it's, obviously it's on Halloween. Got to have a booth there. Got to get some candy and stuff like that. And the main thing is the manpower to support the function. So you have anything to add to that?
Well, to toss up whether you can do that, I mean, you really can't promote anything, you can't sell anything, you can't, it's just it's an opportunity to join the community and give away candy to the kids. It's all gonna be kind of set up like it is on the Market Street thing. So, I don't know, we're doing it for the Arts and Parks Foundation.
Okay.
And we just made the commitment to do it there. We were hoping to try to do a combined booth, so that would work well, but you can't really do that, they said.
You can't do it.
You can't combine the booths, you have to have your own stuff. But, so I don't know, I mean.
So if we have a booth, we can have stuff like that there?
Yeah,
okay.
you could have that.
So you guys want to do that? How many hours is it?
It starts at 5 and goes to 9.
5 to 9, okay.
And, I'd say you need 2 or 3 people. Ideally, you would decorate the booth kind of, and if people wanted to kind of dress up Halloween, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I think most people would be doing that.
Would there be enough room for a 10-foot inflatable dragon? Yeah, he glows, his wings spread.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
You get a 10 by 10 foot spot.
You'd have to have his own booth.
Just have to be, I don't know.
Nobody sees him in my garden.
Yeah.
Oh, might as well bring him out for a visit to the town.
But you need to, to do it, you need to sign up to the city. It's free to do, so there's no really cost to it.
Oh, there's no cost
We
for
gotta
the
buy a
booth.
lot of candy.
You gotta buy a lot, you could have to buy like $200 worth of candy. I mean, they expect 1,000 to 1,500 kids.
Is that when most kids are gonna be trick or treating instead of like?
They do
Yeah.
a lot. It's really a safe thing and it's kind of a fun thing. There's a touch of truck event that goes on with the city with all kinds of trucks and things. And in the past, it was really a kind of a fun event. The Lions Club used to do hot dogs, sell hot dogs.
I remember that.
And I don't know if Rotary did anything.
We did popcorn.
I think we did.
We did did we do the fishing ponds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was inside, the old
Yeah.
building
No, I
was
think
torn
that was
down.
that Winterfest or that, no, that was.
I think that was Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we used to do some different activities, but we haven't had a couple of years, so it's kind of out of the sync here. But yeah, you used to run that little fish thing all the time. That was your fishing.
Yeah, that was
Little
pretty
pond
cool.
that Kids pull out a toy or whatever. But, you know, you only have a couple of weeks to do this organized, so.
Yeah.
You know, I guess.
In the booth, is that in the shed or the canopy thing or?
There is a canopy pop up. There.
Okay.
There is one there. And we actually have that fish thing. If we went to buy a bunch of toys, but that'd be a lot of toys. Thing. We have a little fishing thing where it's a wall and it's got walls on it. And you throw the pole over the top and put a little.
There's a secret person on the back side.
Yeah. Hooking them up.
That does the tugging and the-
Yeah.
Isn't that what the dragon does?
But it needs someone to coordinate and make it all happen, so.
Yeah. I guess the big thing would be is if we do this, we get someone like Brian to coordinate that. And then do we have enough people to want to do it? I guess we need 2 to 3 people, October 31st.
It is the actual Halloween. You know, I'd like to suggest that we, if it's possible, to maybe table it for 1 week.
Okay.
You know, even I would love to do something like that. We usually end up making plans to go out with grandkids somewhere else, you know, that type of thing, but we never get any trick or treaters down all the way down our street.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to walk all the way back up with their nose full of candy, so.
So, but I am, you know, maybe this is one you maybe not do, but I think Winterfest is something to get involved in that because that's more of a community thing and the Lions Club, we'll have a Santa and they do cocoa and cookies and stuff, but maybe Rotary could do something.
Yeah.
What date is that?
That's, I think it may be the 4th.
December 4th.
I think I heard 4th.
Third, it's a Saturday, the third.
It's the
Yeah, I
3rd.
think
Okay.
that's
December
when-
3rd?
Yeah, I think that's when Tracy's got her party.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to throw another thing, but I think this year's, we're bringing back Texas firefighters to talk about that same.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's always was a conflict.
Yeah.
We've had that, so.
Well, if somebody wants to take on whatever, what's it called, on October 31st?
Harvest Fest.
Harvest Fest. I will volunteer to help, so I just don't want to be in charge.
I'll help too, yeah. I'll talk to Brian.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was always, it was already,
Yeah.
it was always during campaign season, so we always had, we were campaigning for you or Daughtry or something like, so we had to set food right next to it, so we were all. And even after, you could meet the mayor, you could come meet the mayor, so you had to go just even after the election kind of thing. We had a mayor's. Mayor's, so it was a lot of fun, and there was a lot of kids. And we ended up getting all these toys and stuff from the Veterans Association. Yeah, and,
Well, if we're gonna do it, we do need to plan far enough ahead so that we can order candy.
We have to let Tracy know too.
Well, that for the Christmas.
Yeah.
This is Halloween, Harvest Fest.
so those are 2 things, and then, as long as we're talking about that kind of stuff, the stuff arrived, to the school district from the pathway, and it was kind of interesting. You know, we spent $5,000 on our path that we did.
Yeah.
These guys spent $16,000.
Wow.
So I'm thinking, you know, it's like 3 times as long or whatever.
Oh,
It's not. It's only I went through and looked at the pieces that they had. It's only 73 feet. And it was, you know, that's in the end, so it's a little longer than ours. So ours is 80, but we had 5-foot spaces. I think 4 or 5. But so I asked these guys, they really don't know what or where. We're trying to coordinate that, and I'll try to get that taken care of next week. We'll get this figured out. And we'll
Wear short pants, right?
They're long, we're heavy.
Skyline School.
Doing it on their own.
Well, they bought the stuff, they want us to install, so we're gonna torch it.
We're gonna play with fire.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty good
Some
at it.
people who don't catch their
Yeah.
hands on fire.
Right. So they have the stuff and they're ready for us to come out this afternoon. That's how
Well,
fast.
they have it, there's not,
Okay.
it doesn't sound like they have much of a plan right now.
Okay,
And, so I'm dealing with this call, Scott Patterson, who's here in the building here. And so he was reached out to, I said, well, where's the layout, where's the plan, where's it going? And he made some calls and he says, we gotta get up there and figure this out, you know, so.
okay.
so
It'd
they
be
need
nice,
a little help.
it'd be nice if we could get it done before you left.
Well, yeah, and it's nice weather. It helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more of a weather
That's
thing
the-
right now.
Yeah,
It takes probably less time to torch it down when the asphalt's 85, 90 degrees, which it probably is right now, you know, in the sun.
So,
okay.
so we'll try to get
Thaw it
that.
out first.
I'll get out there early next week
That's right, we're trying
and
to dry it out.
get that straightened out.
Okay, okay, thanks. That's great.
And it's a couple of things real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
So the October 24th is World Polio Day. If you want to go to the Rotary International, they've got all kinds of information about doing stuff. And they're trying to raise funds and stuff like that. But the foundation dinner is November 16th. I sent an email out there about that. And that's in Eversford, BC. And the district conference is up in Surrey, and that's May 5th and 7th. So it goes in the calendar.
And I was with Dwayne Rhodes, the assistant governor, and he was talking about the training, which is, I think, in March. And anybody can go to that. And you go up there and they tell you the treasurer goes over here and the secretary goes over here and the president's over here. And so, and you can learn a lot of different things like that. So, and we pay 5 slots regardless of whether anybody goes or not, but more can go. So just keep that in mind. I think it's in March.
A lot of fun if you go up and go together.
Yeah, carpool it up there.
Sometimes you get up there and sometimes you don't.
Or you never come back.
And that too. And sometimes the order says 5 minutes and it's actually 5 minutes.
Yeah, crossing. Then you have to register on an app, I guess, so yeah.
I don't think,
Actually, they just stopped
You have
that.
to, oh, they did?
just
Okay,
stopped
okay,
that
good.
This week.
Okay, great. And then foundation, Jim?
Great.
Okay. It always is.
is there any awards to be given out for the foundation?
Well, that's what I was gonna look at, you know, with the district governors here.
Right.
Yeah. I thought about that.
Okay. I'll probably call you about a couple of questions because he wants a survey of stuff so we can talk about it. So, okay, good. Thanks. And we have, I don't think Linda's not here. And Kyle left. And Kristen's not here. Public relations, she's not here. And Chris, what do you have?
I got nothing.
You just did use the Chip Hagan version, all good.
All good.
Yeah. Okay.
How did Course and Cakes tech go? Were there any issues?
Nothing from a standpoint of what we had set up. The microphone, you know, was a little bit quiet. You know, you know, we never got the volume we really needed. So next year, we're thinking of using our own PA system for the auctioneer and using the overhead system. That's the way we can pay more music. Right.
But I was able to get we did an event last week and
Okay.
the thing break.
Oh, you did?
Okay.
You mean there was a way to do that? Okay.
Okay, Kendra, anything on program? I think you've got the next week set up.
Yeah, and I have the rest of October set up, and I believe I have one speaker, Verna from Tulalip's, coming back on November 11th. And I have to check, but I think that's the only speaker I have for November right now. So
Okay.
there are open spots for next month.
Okay, we do have the governor coming on the 28th, so anyhow. Okay, thank you very much for what you're doing. Any club communications?
Nope.
Okay. Rotarians in action. Carl's not here. Tracy's not here. So we're gonna have a raffle. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, somebody can pick out a ticket. How about,
In kindness to Seattle Mariners.
yeah.
We got 751-810.
810? That's me.
Wow, awesome. Okay.
Wait a minute, it's been a long time.
I rigged it, actually.
I really didn't pay you off. Yeah.
You should, yeah.
They're currently up to $274.
Woo! Come on, Jerry. Oh.
This is really a win.
There really is.
No, there isn't.
I put it in my number.
Okay, so I guess we'll do the, the happy bucks and things of this sort, right? Sure. So we'll kind of go around and has anybody ever heard of the Mariners?
What did they play next?
Yeah, and so what are the odds of them winning the series?
100%.
Good one.
Oh, that's pretty pessimistic.
Yes, 0? Wow. I see.
Okay.
So,
Let's do Scott Block.
yeah.
Let's get
So I
that
have,
second block.
So the last person in.
Why are you laughing?
That'll always be me. I have a yeah. I have a 6-week-old daughter. I will always be.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Okay, and I don't see Lance on there, but Lance was actually in the paper, and usually there's a fine for that. He helped advertisement for Coastal Community Bank. On the left there. Usually there's a fine for that, but he's not here. And then
How much shall we find?
I'm thinking $20.
Yeah.
$20 is good, right?
Color.
For being in the paper. So anyhow, in the essence of time, we'll kind of go through and do happy bucks. So tell me why you're happy.
I'm happy the Mariners get a chance to beat the cheaters tomorrow.
You get one more chance.
Well, I'm happy that I'm getting a lot of outdoor work done.
Yes.
This has been a great October. And, but I'm starting to get tired of working.
Yes, keeping the algae out of the tank.
There you go, yeah.
What about you, Joyce?
Oh, I'm just happy to be here, and I'm happy to see the beautiful trees that are turning to be great. This is my favorite time of the year.
And it's been a good one for October. I mean, the grass is still burnt.
Yeah.
It's coming back, that moisture in the air, gonna have to mow the thing here pretty soon.
I'm not sure where the moisture is coming from my driveway, but every morning it's always wet, but it never rains.
So we did, Don's still my happy, but I'll agree with you, getting too much done. Well, I was just say that that was a great event, the film festival thing we did, and the gal that put it on did a really nice job. It was a lot of work, but it was, all the different movies and all the different shorts, and they had all these people out there talking about what they were doing, and it was really interesting.
I heard it came from like all over.
Yeah, a guy came from Brazil, and there was a big contingent from Eastern Washington.
We saw Steve Miller in the paper.
Yep, that's Steve.
Steve's wife also was
She was big.
producer of one of the films.
So I'm gonna channel some Rotarians, see if you can guess who I'm channeling. Yeah, oh, good. So my Tesla got me here today.
Where are you driving now?
And let me give you an Irish blessing.
Well, several weeks ago,
champ. And I had it checked out, and it turned out it was skin cancer. And so I made arrangements to have that removed, and they removed it this week. And so I've got a little Halloween face here as a result. But here's my $5 for the good job that the doctors did in finding all of that cancer and cutting it out.
Surprised your Tesla couldn't do that for you. It's a new setting for 2024s.
Does almost everything else.
So Sunday, I'm going to a concert, an aspiring new artist. His name is Elton John. Hopefully he's got a good career.
Never heard of that.
Did you say it expired?
Aspiring. So I'm looking forward to that.
You did say you get them in the end, right?
That's right.
Oh, that's.
Today's Friday. It's gonna be a wonderful day.
Where's he playing at?
That's a wonderful.
Okay, since Lauren had to share his, mine's bigger than his. He may be older, but mine's bigger, and I've got the ear all covered up. And the only problem is the doctor I went to, who Jim knows, when she found out I made a trip to Ireland in 1996, she told me all about Ireland, because she made 2 or 3 trips over there. And it was nonstop from the minute I laid down to get this done until she stitched it up. I didn't have anything to say. Yeah, she did. She was funny.
Here's an happy 5, beautiful weather. Hopefully a good sports weekend. I go to Huskies tomorrow, and I have tickets for Sunday's game. So if they win Saturday, I'll get a little.
Awesome. All right. Great. We already got you. Go ahead.
I go to London next week, so for work. So, I mean, I'm not really looking forward to it, but I am at the same time, because it's a quick trip. I'm only there for 4 days, so rush. But I'm happy that my job flies me first class, so I can.
Oh, Tom.
And then also, my wife and I have been working on a nonprofit for a while, and we just got a big donation through yesterday for it. So I was really excited to see that come through. I'll have to talk about it sometime.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, the flight to Europe is hard part.
Yeah, the recovery from here to London is tough, but.
You can't use that excuse when you get back with your wife. It's not going to want to.
She won't want to hear it.
Yeah, she's not going to want to hear it.
She'll hand me the baby.
Yeah.
I'm happy that the tax season is almost over, and hopefully getting $5 a month will make sure it goes through without a hitch.
And I'm happy it's Friday, and everybody here, I hope, has a great weekend and things of this sort. We've got lots of things to do. It'll be fun. There's that, and I think we've got that taken care of. So you can have that.
Is the Venmo Lake Stevens Dash Rotary Club?
I think that's it.
Yeah. Incidentally.
Anybody, how about Kendra? Do you have any happy bucks for us?
I'm sorry, I'm helping Maya write thank you cards for her birthday presents right now.
Cool.
So I was distracted. I guess that would be my happy buck though, that we had a successful birthday for Maya and the house wasn't too destroyed. It was only like mildly destroyed.
Normally destroyed, yeah. Well, great, thank you.
Let me share one kind of funny thing. I was looking at Steve Hobbs' website the other day, and I noticed this name on there was criticizing him because he didn't want to do the next debate with Kennedy, and he wrote her back and said, we've had 8 to 10 debates and so on and so forth, and did a great answer. So I wrote down below, hey Steve, letting my relative, thanks for responding to my relative and letting her know how much work you've been doing on the election. So I'm meeting her today at 11 o'clock. And it's gonna be interesting to see what she has to say.
Wow, that'll be dicey. And I think Kendra's the only one left on Zoom. Scott took off? Okay. All right, anything else for the good of the whole?
You had to get a fine for quitting the meeting early.
Okay, I guess we'll wait then. Meeting's adjourned. There's a flag on the flag. Thanks for coming today. Guess that's it.
I heard you. Getting close. Getting close. Yeah. You know, I discovered after I got.
All right, shut down the sequence.